Good morning, everybody. Shakira Ali here in Trenton, New Jersey. I found a great quote today that I wanted to share with you. This is from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, "If I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have the capacity at the beginning." I love this quote because he talks about building the kind of capacity that we need in order to make something big happen in our lives. You'll recall that Mahatma Gandhi inspired the nation of India to throw off the shackles of British bondage, which had been held in place for like 240 years before he was born. But he had an idea, and he used that idea to stimulate his belief in the capacity of himself and his compatriots to actually do the thing that everyone thought was impossible to do. No one thought about it. Well, I shouldn't say that. They probably thought about it every day. But they didn't have the belief that they could do it until Mahatma Gandhi was inspired by his own belief. His belief grew maybe from the pain of watching his countrymen and countrywomen suffer under the bondage of British colonialism. But what I thought about and what was inspiring for me in this idea about building capacity is I was actually thinking about myself and this online marketing business, internet marketing. This is a new business for me, as I've shared, and I'm enjoying the process of learning, but sometimes I run into something that I just don't understand. I just don't quite get how it is that I can make this box appear in this space in a way that makes sense and is accessible to the people who are looking at it. So it's frustrating. But what I understand, what I get from this quote is that I can have the universe to conspire with me in building my own capacity to make this business happen if I believe. And what do I do to manage my belief? Well, I read good books, books that talk about how I can use the power of my mind to expand and embrace the data that I need in order to make the things happen that I want to happen in my life. And I think probably this whole thing was stimulated by a conversation that I had with a young man who I love dearly. He saw a video post that I did about a young woman in my life. I did this video some weeks ago about a young woman who had suffered from severe physical abuse, sexual abuse, when she was a very young child. And nobody knew about it. She didn't reveal it until much later in her life. And now as a young woman, she's feeling pretty crippled by it, or she had been feeling pretty crippled by it. And I really wanted to inspire her to recognize that she could make a decision to change how she views how she views that abuse. She could decide to just let that abuse continue for the rest of her life, carry it with her as an emotional burden and a memory that sits on her shoulder daily. Or she could make the decision to leave that memory in the past, to recognize that it was a horrible event that occurred for her and that she could move past it. And this young man was saying to me that he thought it was unfair that I would think that she could just make a decision like that. Just, just like that, in the middle of all of the trial and trauma that she goes through on a day-to-day basis, just in trying to live a life. And what I said to him was that, well, so what you're saying is that she's too crippled to move forward, that she's too damaged to move forward. Well, in fact, I don't think that any of us are. I don't think that any of us are too crippled, too damaged ever to move forward. We all have the ability to build capacity in our life. We all have the capacity to create the resources that we need. How does that happen? It happens by deciding. Once we decide, then the ingenious creation of our minds kicks in, and we begin to recognize and see new data. So, for example, right now you're looking at me in this video. You may or may not have noticed the books behind me. You may or may not have noticed that there is a handle sticking up in front of the bookshelf that is the handle to a vacuum cleaner that I own, a little vacuum cleaner that I use to kind of pick up the little stuff on my rug in my office. And I say all that to say that, our senses, our ears and our eyes and our nose, well, I leave the nose aside because that's a little bit different, but our ears and our eyes, we have the capacity to see so much. I mean, we can actually almost see everything around us, but we don't pay attention to it. If we did, we'd probably go crazy, listening to all of the sounds and seeing every little piece of dust and grime and person and every little detail that there is around us. It could damage you to try to take in all of that. And in fact, it's one of the challenges that people with autism sometimes have. They take in entirely too much data. They are they suffer from an oversensitization to everything in their environment. Well, the reality is that in terms of our ability to build capacity, we can actually, once we make a decision, begin to recognize the data that we need, the information that we need that is in the environment. It's kind of the way in which the universe conspires to help us build new resource. So I'm saying to you that if there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to have, if there's something that you want to be, you can achieve those things. You can achieve those things. You just have to build your belief. And as I said before, it's possible to do that. You have to feed your mind just like you feed your body. Most of us don't think about that. Actually, we do feed our mind every day. Usually we're feeding it with stuff either from the television or from music stations or from browsing websites, looking at what's happening with the newest entertainer of the day. So this is all food for the mind. The question is it going to help us get what we want to do, what we want to be, what we want to have in life? So if you're interested in being new things, and you're looking for sources of information to help you feed your mind so that you can build the capacity that you need in order to be, do, and have those things, we have a way of helping you do that. Click the link below in the box there and look at that information. Maybe it'll help you build the capacity that you need to have in order to have, do, and be the kind of person that you want to be in this life. So that's the thought of the day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got something from it, please subscribe to my channel. Go to my Facebook page, like that, and follow me in this journey. Come along with me. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.